Hola, ¿cómo están, my compañeros? I'm here at the CDC website, checking out their purposes and methods for all the beautiful and flashy infographics that they have. Everybody always says the CDC knows. If the CDC says, then the CDC must be right. I went all the way to the bottom here because I've had this inkling that they've been lumping deaths together. And sure enough, it even says that they admit to the fact that they've been using these multiple cause of death codes, J09-J18.9 or U07.1. Both of these are ICD-10 multiple cause of death codes. They've been using these in order to lump together what they call pneumonia, influenza, or COVID, PIC. They say that they lump them together because the deaths due to COVID-19 may be classified as pneumonia or influenza just because there was an absence of a positive SARS-CoV-2 test. So they're saying, well, he seemed like he died from COVID. He probably died from COVID. I wish that everybody would go here to this purposes and methods website and please read the second to last paragraph. The second to last paragraph proves the fact that they lump everything together and they've stopped ILI net, the influenza-like illness net. Now they're gonna, for the 2021 season, they're only gonna have COVIDView. So every single death that occurs due to any sort of respiratory pathogens will be attributed to COVID-19. COVID-19 is meant to identify SARS coronavirus 2, severe acute respiratory syndrome COVID. That's like name brand coronavirus. You can have pneumonia, you can have influenza, you can have all different sorts of things that cause inflammation of the airways, all different sorts of bugs. But they're calling all of these bugs COVID-19. And they're doing that in order to cause us to be scared, because this is directly what it affects, the National Center for Health and Statistics from the CDC. Every single time you look at one of these charts, and this chart right here says, Table 1, deaths involving coronavirus disease, 2019, COVID-19, pneumonia and influenza reported to the NCHS by week ending data. So you're like, okay, then maybe they'll separate it, pneumonia, influenza, COVID-19. But nope, they use that ICD-10 code to lump everything under all deaths involving COVID-19. So 266,000 pneumonia, influenza, COVID-19 deaths. It's not 266,000 pure severe acute respiratory syndrome deaths. They're all deaths attributed to respiratory distress, which is a common cause of death. And it is one to prepare for. It's why you got to keep your lungs healthy. You want to keep your mouth nice and moist. You want to keep your nares nice and moist. Fresh water, fresh air, collagen. You know what I'm saying? I wish everybody would go and look at this and tell their family. Tell anybody that says, well, the CDC says over almost 300,000 people have died from COVID-19. Say, no, they have not died from severe acute respiratory syndrome. It's very common in the United States to die. Over 2.4 million Americans die every single year. If I'm correct, over 600,000 Americans die from cardiac disease every year, and yet we still let cigarettes be sold by the bundle. And you know what's funny is that there's probably been more cigarettes sold during this time than over the same period of time last year, and that increase in nicotine and cigarette consumption probably will lead to an actual increase in lung disease. They're trying to kill us with our vices. They're trying to give us all of the free time, all of the sweets, all of the alcohol, all of the drugs. We can't let them do it to us. But we definitely can't let them lie to us with the facts. We are educated on the facts. When the CDC says COVID-19, you say COVID-19 plus ICD-10 lumped together code. You're not stupid. You're educated. Knowledge is the great equalizer.